Right. Might be live, I might not be. I don't know what's going on. It's been a while since I've had to do this. But we're live. Okay. Alright. Can I. Wait, I'm not live. Every time it's just like a new experience. Not quite sure how to navigate. Just life in general, I guess. There we go. Alright, we're live, we're live, we're live. Sweet. Oh, but it's not what I want to be seeing. What happened to the stream? My guy. Um, it's just me, so just talking to myself right now. Let me see if I can fix whatever's going on. What's up, Kino? There it is, there it is. Okay. Wait, what in the. Okay. You guys can see the screen, right? It's not just like a. Yeah. Sweet. All right. Cool. What's up, Knight and Twig and Kino? Looks like it's just the three amigos. That's about it. Um, Give me a sec. I'm gonna post one more tweet, and then I'll just start talking about random stuff. Give me just a second. I would be playing my guitar right now, but I left it in my car, and I don't want to go get it. So that's the struggle that I'm dealing with right now. We'll do this and this. Great. Awesome. Cool. All right. Kino, I've been good, man. Thank you for asking. It's been a long. Dude, is it back to that screen again? Okay. Well, yeah. I've been really busy. It's been a long season for coaching, but that should have taken care of it. And still not completely done yet. We've got the home team where I live for the sport that I coach wants to host our, not really host our team, but honor our team and a couple of others that not only made playoffs but made like the whole. Uh, we are, I think, number 6 in the state as far as the best teams go. So I think they're doing the top 10 teams in the state that they're wanting to honor. So I'll be there, and yeah, that's exciting, honestly. I coach lacrosse, and it's not a sport that gets much recognition, especially at like high school level. Dude, what in the world is happening? Sorry. Ooh, that was some of my script. Hopefully, you guys didn't see some of that. All right, let me knock out some of these things. But yeah, I coach lacrosse. It doesn't get a lot of recognition, so uh, it's it's very nice to get some traction like that. It's very big, and not to. I might sound a little biased, I guess, but my boys specifically um, are not only are they good, but we've changed the game up quite a bit, uh, and a lot of the teams didn't know how to deal with us because um, I had implemented some new things that you don't normally see in the sport. So and also, granted, I coach lacrosse on the West Coast, meaning the sport over here isn't as fast paced as it is on the West Coast or East Coast, excuse me. And but the coaches that I work with and myself, have played at that level. So it's when they come up against us, it's a different. It's just a different sport to them. Uh, so it's just really fun and exciting, and this was the first year I had implemented like this new concept to win against these teams, and man, one of my favorite moments was like there's a it's the I think they made top two teams, and we were running plays, and the kid there was a kid on the field who was that literally had no idea what to do, and he went back to his coach when he got to the sideline. All right, I don't know what's going on with the stream. This is frustrating. Got to the sideline to ask his coach, like, well, what do we do like when they do this? And he's like, I have no idea. And it's just basic lacrosse, and so me being a jerk, I like to talk shit on the sideline, to be honest. Not to the kids or anything, but definitely just like out in the open. Had to let my guys know like they don't know how to play lacrosse. They just play. They rely on an individual to pretty much win the game for them, and that's how most of the sport is. And for me, I hate that. I call it passing it to the Italians. I don't know if you guys, dude, this is what is going on. I'm gonna die. I'm going to die. I have no idea why that picture keeps popping up. It's not even on the Streamlab thing. So that's and I have that overlaid. Dude, this is stupid. Um well, I will do some like sneak peeks into like the upcoming theories that I have for the stuff that's been going on recently. So it should be pretty interesting depending on how this stream goes. So, but yeah, that's kind of been my life. Just a lot of coaching and all that good stuff, and it's been fun, but it's been really busy. So it's nice to come back down for just a bit, and then I'm gonna get right back into it. I'm starting my own camps and clinics, and eventually my own league starting this summer. So it'll be fun. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Okay, I'm just gonna start here. So I this is on my other account. I think it might be easier to sift through and not have to risk seeing hentai on the screen or anything like that. But I saw this. I've seen this account around before, and if I'm not mistaken, they're not. They don't. I don't think they actually post local W's, but I'm interested in this thread anyway. So we'll take a look. And dude, what the fuck is happening? Okay, so you guys can't see anything, like not a damn thing, and I'm trying to figure out why. Um, Dude, this is kind of ridiculous right now. Um, yeah, that's what I need. So that should be the. No, it's just messing with me now. This is. Sorry. Ugh. Maybe I should have done like a test run before I did anything. So apparently I don't know how to stream anymore. Yeah, it's back to black. I don't understand. Oh, unless it's not trying to look at this screen. Let me try desktop number 2. No, no, no. No, 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 no. We'll do. Oh, was it the full screen? Sometimes that is the deal. Hmm. It looked like it did it for number 2. Wait. Nope. Yeah. Okay. It's the desktop I'm using. So that's 1. Where's my stream at? Is it on 2? Man, I'm struggling. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. We're gonna try and open a new. Nope. That's not what I wanted either. Maybe that was the one I wanted. New window. Yeah. Well, let's see if that works. Hopefully that does. Yeah, it looks like that one's working. Good Jesus. That is. That took a lot longer than I needed it to. All right. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find that thread because I really wanted to look at it. Who made that? That was Local W. We'll go. Should I look at it? Yeah, I'll look it up. I'll look it up. Okay. Local dubs. Was it underscore? Local W underscore sounds like the right one. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we're good. It was the desktop. Got it. Got it. We're back. We're back. We're back. Okay. So I don't follow this account, right? Nope, I don't. Um. Nope, that wasn't the thread. Dude, now this thing's gonna be all laggy. Sheesh. Sheesh. I can't go that high. Alright. So the thread was like the best moments in the Spade arc. And I'm curious. Because I feel like my moments might differ a lot from other people. There it is. Okay. Cool. So let's see what they think. So all peak moments of the Spade Raid arc thread. So they like the entry. The entry was pretty dope. I did like as a whole for the Spade arc. I don't know. It's kind of tough to say now with Lucius, but I will say I think the planning was pretty lackluster. I think I've said that before. And like while these matchups made sense, they really just kind of did a rush job. If they like just a few more mages that could have come with them or have been delayed at least from the Clover Kingdom by taking another means of traveling, could have made a huge difference to like how this played out. And we might not have even needed assistance from a time devil at all. So I just think the planning was just really off, in my opinion. And I feel like someone else could have held off the ancient demon, maybe. I don't know who, Fuegolian, because he didn't really do anything. So maybe he could have held off the demon, and Mario Leona could have mopped up. Maybe not mopped up, but definitely served as a great support on either one of these battlefields here. But I don't know. They just don't like using Mario Leona like that, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of odd, but I think she would have made a massive difference, like I said, in like versus Dante maybe. That would have been really interesting. And I think she would have had a lot of fun fighting Dante specifically, just because her magic was a lot like Nama's actually, where it kind of ate up these concepts or just like ate up magic. And we've seen Mario Leona go up against a mismatch against like a water mage, and she's completely outclassed them with her fire just out of sheer power again. Okay, I can't go full screen. That's what's happening. But Yeah, I think she would have had a lot of fun fighting Dante. To see, like, can my fire actually bring him down? And that would have been just fun to see as a reader. Okay, it's still black. Dude, what the fuck? Oh, no, it's not. Okay. I forget that my stream is a little bit off. Vogel, what's up? Yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. But how they rolled up on him was pretty cool. However, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of odd that they chose to go separate ways for the triad. I mean, it's funny that we don't see them together ever, except for in the beginning, and I'm not sure why. And I feel like in a battle, these guys might be a really big threat. I don't know why. I just have that feeling, and I really just want to see the combination of body, blood, and bone. Uh, I think that would be a really special combo, and I don't know. I guess Tabata just has other plans for them, but that would have been nice. This was a really cool moment. I did like this, so that's a good pick. That was the first time in a while we'd seen Asta just kind of down and out. The first time was in the first chapter against Revchi, when he feels like he should have just given up. So that was one. The next one was after the Longreese battle, where he feels like he should have been the one to be fighting Yuno. I think that's what the reason was. Something like that. And then right after, Yuno comes in and visits him, and Yuno kind of like turns his back on him. He goes like, dude, like, this is not the Asta I grew up with. Like, he doesn't cry. He doesn't do this stuff. He bounces back and he comes back better than ever. So kind of like put Asta back in the game mentally. But this was the other time, and this was really intense because we know Asta had just had a nightmare, and his katana was, I think it was going back into the grimoire. Or no, it was coming out of the grimoire when he came out of his sleep, and just knowing that his captain was gone, man, that hurt. To know that he failed, he actually lost, and it's gotta hurt too for a guy like him. Even he's got to understand like anti magic is super broken, and even with that, he couldn't help Yami. So it was that was sad, but it was something that he needed. Every hero needs that moment where they feel helpless and weak, so it makes them stronger. This was really cool, and this was the first really kind of red flag for me. What I would not have liked if I was just like a normal mage in there, just living my life, and happened to be a captain. But of course, on the up and up, on as far as like I've been good from the start. Knowing that this guy rolls in here, he himself shows devil horns, and then he summons 4 devils to subdue captains. Like, we are talking top class mages, and not just any mages. These are Clover captain mages. These levels are so far past any other captain class in the land. So to subdue them like this easily, and to be a devil host would have made me question, like, okay, number one, who is this guy? Number two, why is my boss, I'm talking about Julius, just chilling with the fact that he's using devils? Now I know Julius said like, I knew he was spying the spade, but I didn't know he was a devil host. But even then, it should have been mentioned, like, dude, this is illegal activity. Like, that was something that Morgan died for. The whole thing is illegal. And so not one of them mentioned the legalities of what is happening right now. And the fact that he's strong enough to subdue these, again, is scary. And these are not even Supreme Devils, right? So that's a lot of power for in a slightly unknown guy to come into this captain's room with. So that was the first red flag for me. That would have been if I were a captain, for sure. And we can count that as one of those sus for Julius sort of thing. So that was a cool moment, though, really cool. Yeah, this was also very good. This is not something you see all the time with main characters, especially. Is he's thinking the actual source of his power. Asta did not claim anti magic for his own, and literally tells him, like, without you, I would have been nothing. And he says here, he saved him over and over again. And to realize that this guy is a devil, to have a full fledged devil standing in front of you, and then to thank him without even knowing him, and also feeling his key, you've you got to really respect that out of a character, period, but out of a main character too. Definitely one of my favorite parts. So another good pick by Local W. All right, not bad. Okay, did I click in between two pictures? Why is it like this? Okay, there we go. Uh, yeah, that was sad. Now that the Spade arc is done, this is not in my top at all. I replaced this with, and I'm pretty sure it should be. I'm sure it's on this thread here, but I would definitely replace this moment with Austin, Liebe, and Union for the last time, and Lucida saying that she's gonna love Asta forever, even though she's never met the kid. That was a very special moment. That was one of my favorites of all time, probably. That was really nice. This was cool. Now, this was I don't want to say the basis, but it was a good portion of like a theory that I had about Asta and Liebe, but more so Asta in this particular moment where you see all of the people that he's trained with or fought against or both, and he's channeling them all, and they illustrate this beautifully in both the manga but also the anime, where it seems as though Asta, though he lacks magic, he seems to pick up on these techniques without any real training. And to me, that was indicative of him being able to, like, kind of like Raya, how Raya is able to touch a grimoire and then take that attribute and their spells. But instead, Asta is able to take their actual physical attacks and apply them in his own way. And that's exactly how he brought down Liebe, where he brought him down with a death thrust, and he'd not practiced that one bit. So to me, it looked like this was a sign that he might have been angelic by nature, and specifically, he may be somehow related to Metatron if he is not Metatron himself or Sandalphone. But I attributed Sandalphone to Liebe. So they would be two angels. And that's a good video to watch, to be honest. It's got some nuggets in there. I really like it. Excuse me. Trying to see if I can just shift over, but I can't. Okay. What else do we have? There I go. I clicked in the middle again. The handshake. That was cool. It's not a top. It was just a cool moment. Yeah. It's whatever. Asta does that to everybody. I mean, yeah, it's a devil and whatever, and he brought Liebe to the light side, but I just don't consider it a top moment, I guess. I don't know. It's cool, though. It is cool. This was more creepy than it was a good moment. And I just say that because there's moments here where Noct should not have been involved at all. So anything where Asta is in the Black Bulls is definitely okay. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. And this just might be... I didn't watch the anime part for this particular one, but I don't know if this is just a general flashback, but it does seem as if Noct has been watching him since he was a child with Yuno. And we see him as a kid here. He's training before, that's in the first chapter, before he gets his grimoire, or doesn't get a grimoire, whatever you want to call it. This is like the second or third page right there. So, and of course, this is still before. So these four pictures here just tell me that Noct has another agenda. And that's part of a video that I'll come out with as well. There are other families and characters that seem to have different agendas, but kind of corralled back to the same general scheme. But yeah, so if Noct had been watching Asta for these pictures, then that tells me that he he was, I guess I would say, commissioned to watch him, to make sure that nothing bad happens, maybe, because Asta was definitely a key. So yeah, this was definitely sketch. I won't call it a top moment, but it's definitely one of the top sus moments. So there's that. I see someone typed in chat. Newbie, what's going on, man? You think Asta's grimoire has a mind of its own, like grimoire Wiesnir? I'm not quite sure what Wiesnir is. But do I think it has a mind of its own? I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that the grimoire acted independently of Liabe and Asta, so yeah, it's still a mystery. We still need to know more about grimoires, to be honest. Um, I'm pretty sure Tabata's just saving it for, the right moment, hopefully. But there's a lot of mysteries behind that. So I don't know. I really don't know. Um, not what is this moment? Why is this top? Yeah, I don't know why that's the top. It's just like a random page of like, yeah, I don't know. No, that's definitely not a top moment. Um, this was cool. Just as far as drip goes, I definitely did enjoy this. Just all about that. And you know what? I didn't really notice that him and Fuegolian are doing the same thing, just with different arms. That's cool. This is the better Wizard King, though. And yeah, better Wizard King candidates are on either side of him, actually. No, Zelen, Fuegolian is just awful. But yeah, this is cool. Um, what else you got? How long is this thread? Good lord. Yeah, just a horny post here. So, whatever. Uh, this one, people raked me over the coals for this one. For this specific panel. Maybe I should go find that. Because this was the first time, I think, in my Twitter career that I'd ever been ratioed. Um, yeah. But I was just, oh no. Anyway, okay. I'll just scroll down. Yeah, people didn't like that I called Mario Leona a shitty person for saying that she didn't really care that she says, I couldn't care less that those half wits got kidnapped, but I'm curious about the lot who grabbed them. Like, that's a really shitty thing to say. Like, these are supposed to be your comrades. And yeah, she's probably masking emotions or whatever, but more than likely not, to be honest. She's very, like, about herself and a bit about her family. She does care a bit about Fuegolian. We did see that. And somewhat about Leo, but she was going to throw the kid into a ravine when he was like 3 or 4. So, yeah, I don't know. I definitely question, like, her morals and ethics, and just where she stands mentally, because I definitely don't like her as a person, but as a character, reading a manga about magic and stuff and fighting, definitely cool. Definitely cool, but I would not be hanging out with this chick, that's for sure. Not that I could. She's chilling in volcanoes and shit. Yeah, that was cool. I liked Hellfire Incarnate. It's interesting though, because it's it seems that Tabata made a very clear statement about drawing closer to mana itself, and then drawing closer to the attribute of the mage. And it seems like two very different things. So her drawing closer to mana is very interesting for me. But that was really cool because we didn't really expect that. We knew like other people would get new forms, like the whole Heart crew, maybe like Luck, of course, Noel, Asta. If I didn't say that already, possibly Fuegolian, but he failed to deliver as he usually does. But to see Mario Leone come up with one was definitely really, really cool and a great way to open up the Spade arc. This was dope. Yeah, this was a top moment because you have to understand. This is a mage, and I feel like it's so easy to get lost in. Dude, what is happening? Um, can I go back? Dude, what? I don't know what's going on with my technology today. So just bear with me here. Oh, okay. I went back somehow. Um, but yeah, this is a mage. Xenon is a mage that took down the Clover Kingdom's best brigade. And now, granted, not everyone there is like a captain level or whatever, but we have to know there is a giant difference between number one, the mages from the Clover Kingdom versus all the others, like a huge difference. And then the Golden Dawn between most other brigades as well is very, very different. So for him to come in and mop up most of the Golden Dawn with lower level guys as well, puts them in a different class entirely. And then comes in with his new form and outclasses him in a souped up form automatically. So like effortlessly. So that was super hype, and it just seemed like everything was going so easily. But that should have been very suspicious for all of us. Because, yeah, it did not pan out the way we thought it would later on. This was cool. I think their respective, like, first defeats were very cool. It showed that there was, a rhyme and a reason to where they were, as far as, being on the battlefield. Her souping up her roses was so cool. Definitely really cool. The only thing was, and I had an issue with it then, was this only really suits her for fights against Megicula, and that is literally it. And maybe like the Witch Queen. But if you're not using curses, her roses mean nothing. And of course she does have a power boost in general here, but I mean it's really just anti-curse that's really putting it over the edge. So I was like, while it's cool, it's really she typecasted herself really, and that kind of sucks because Charlotte's a cool character. Um, let's keep going. So this was a moment for sure. Nama and Lilith emerging, definitely definitely a top moment. I don't think it makes my top 10 though. I personally expected them to show up. Um, I wasn't super hype about like their design. I was just really super hype about finally we have more devils in the series. Like it had been such a long time, and to see actual supreme devils, especially, was just exciting in general. And it wasn't necessarily it's Lilith and Nama that wowed me, you know. So it was a cool moment. It's not personally in my top though. I wouldn't say that. Very cool. Very cool. The 100%. I actually didn't really like this too much. It was dope that they went 100%. I was really anticipating what was coming next. Like, how's the crew going to adjust to this? Because this is going to be a massive power boost. But to be honest, really never liked Dante's form at 100%. Xenon's form, I didn't really like either. Vonica had the best form out of all of them. Yeah, I didn't like these two though. Dante just looks like a blob of whatever, and Xenon, like you see, like how they all have likeness to like their devil and stuff, and symbols. And Xenon has never had a symbol, and I have a reason for that. But like, it just bugs me. Like, it's just Xenon showing out, and he's just amping himself up. I don't know. I just didn't. It wasn't hype for me. I don't know. I didn't like it. And then especially if you like order the volume, good lord, Dante is like in the crease. Like that's talk about like in the mud, bro. I can't. Yeah, I didn't really like that. Now this, I really did like this. Not a top moment, but I did really enjoy this, like vehemently. Just because was talking that shit to Xenon. And then Xenon goes like, okay, but what are you gonna do about this? And like, I just really loved it. And you know what would have been a better thing to put, or at least to supplement this with, was what happens in the next chapter, I believe, where says, well, we still have that guy. And he's talking about Asta, and I like that. That's a top moment because it shows that really really trusts in Asta to defend an entire country, a country that wants to run one day, and he trusts his friend to protect it. So that means he respects him at the level of a potential wizard king, and I really respect that. Yuno's just such a solid character. But to see another ancient demon though, that just drop out of the sky was crazy. Like, what a flex! Like, what a flex! And honestly, we still don't have an answer for even that. Like how they were able to manage that. Why? It doesn't really make sense. It doesn't seem like it would fit any agenda that Lucius might have, because right here Julius was exposed to not be able to sustain that form, and he's not who he was. He can't efficiently protect a kingdom, and this is the first time that the people saw this. So it really put him in danger of getting dethroned in the long run, or after this, should they all survive. But yeah, so I'm really curious as to why this happened, or who did this really. I don't know, because Xenon didn't do anything special, right, to be able to put that demon there. There had to have been a spell in place, preemptively probably, to be able to allow that to happen. So I don't know. I really don't know. I can make some arguments to kind of ponder as to like why Lucius would want something like this to happen, but it's a huge gamble. But then again, maybe it's not. You do have the time devil on your side. I don't know. I really don't know. That's something I haven't really looked into. Maybe I should. Nope, that one doesn't do it for me at all. Oh no, this is the one. This whole page is unnecessary. I only need saying that with Xenon there. The rest of this is kind of irrelevant for me. Because, yeah, what did we expect anti-magic to do? Of course it's going to neg that. I don't know if I've said this on like a stream or anything, but I was never really a fan of Asta's Devil Union, to be honest. I don't like the armor. It's cool. I'm just not like a huge fan. I'm more edgy. I'm an edgy guy. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I never saw Asta's like right there. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I never looked at that. But yeah, it's cool, but not my taste, I guess. Man, they're really going like, dude, they're like almost posting every single page from the Spade arc. Is that the point of this thread, to do that? Yeah, that moment was irrelevant. It's just like a flex moment. It's cool, but it's not a top moment. Asta one-shotting the devil or the demon is whatever. It was expected. It's like, duh. It's anti-magic. Like, what can it not do? So I wasn't really too surprised by it. It was just a nice flex. If anything, it was just nice to see like him be able to show out in front of the entire kingdom and prove his worth and his value, and gain that merit that he's going to need. But it also kind of sets him up for failure, because this is a power that can easily turn against the people, and if that power gets too strong, what do people do when they get too afraid? They kill them, just like they did the elves. So that could have set Asta up for potential danger down the road. Yeah, I think just, I don't know. I think he's just missing the actual moments here. Like he's hitting everything but the actual top moments. And of course these are subjective or objective, whatever. But it's like before this, Asta going in for that kill, Klaus and Latoil, hyping him up. That was dope. That was like top five moment because Klaus's development was pretty much completed in that moment with Latoil. Like it was nice because remember Klaus like hated Asta and but definitely for sure Asta because he was a pet like more than a peasant because he had no magic, and now here he is saving the Clover Kingdom by himself, dolo, need no help at all. And just to recognize that he's at that level and then just hype him up shamelessly in front of everyone. Because while we still see that, like, we see that the people around us accept him for who he is and what he is, we don't see that with the people. The people still see him as just this kid that has a devil and unexplained magic, who ultimately exiled him and wanted to see him dead, really, but settled for the exile. So for that to happen, and Klaus, a member of the Golden Dawn, with Latoil, another member of the Golden Dawn, to hype him up like that in public, that was the moment. And I feel like local W, you might have missed that. I'm sorry, but I disagree. This was cool though. This was cool. I don't want to take away from that. Let's see what you guys are saying. Esther, how you doing? Maybe Xenon could have teleported. Yeah, I'm sure he did. But it's just, number one, the story behind these ancient demons as far as being like friends and turning into it's just a whole big mystery, and I'm excited to see what that's about, because I'm sure there's more to this than just him teleporting it, because we did see one of them in the ice, and that's what Dante was looking at before he went out to go capture Yami, or attempt to. Which was also a very good moment within the last arc, I guess, the end of that arc. No, it was the beginning of this arc, so I wouldn't say it's the top moment. It was a very cool moment when he's just floating in front of the ice. Derek, I thought he was going to get a Berserk-like design for his... And, that's not impossible. Like, it's still incomplete. So, it's possible. Who knows? We'll probably see more down the road. This, of course, undeniable. Top moment. Top 5. Now, I've been put on game by some esotericists that it's not Lucifugus, it's Lucifugus. So, pinky out when you say it, Lucifugus. Man, this devil, just stature-wise, is wildly intimidating. This is the one that I'm most curious about. No, second. We'll say a tie for first. Because I've got many, many theories as far as what or who this is within the clip art. And I want to say this. I do want to say this. The fandom likes to talk about Lucifugus as in that this is Lucifuge Rofocal. And the one thing I have against this, now while it makes complete sense that this would be Lucifuge Rofocal, I would say the only reason I don't say that it is just because Lucifuge Rofocal is known to have 3 horns, and he's clearly got 4. Or maybe, I've always debated if these were just 2 very long ears, and then these were the horns. But, yeah, we don't know. But they're symmetrical, so it's 2 of the same objects, no matter what you're looking at. So, I'm hard-pressed to say that Lucifugus is Lucifuge. However, like I said, it would make sense, because Lucifuge actually does mean to flee from light, which is obviously what this guy does. Is all about the dark magic. So that makes total sense. I'm not saying that anyone's pulling that out their ass or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know. And then it's just very interesting how Tabata is framing this. So I've had to look at the clip out that Noct presented, where he's got the three devils in the lowest realms together in one seal, and he says that this one supports the supreme, like the rulers of the entire underworld, but is still a supreme devil in his own right. So the thing is, like with the clipot, the the top three are actually include Lucifer, Drofocal, then Beelzebub, and then Satan and Moloch. But it seems as though Tabata is going the route where he wants to take the three infernal principalities, Astaroth, Beelzebub, and Satan, and shift the hierarchy that way. And while that makes sense, because looking at the clip out and the layout, and then knowing that those are the three, the unholy trinity, it I think everyone's just kind of wondered always, like, why is Astaroth like all the way down here, and then Beelzebub is there, and then we have Satan and Moloch at the very top. And I've made some videos explaining, like, there would need to be someone, because we have to remember that Beelzebub, anyone above Asmo, oh God, I can't say words. As soon as I started being fancy with Lucificus here, I can't say words. But anyway, anyone higher than Asmodeus and Astaroth on the Clipot are called the Supernal Triad. And the reason that's important is just because those are beings that don't have tangible forms. That's specifically said in almost every occult book that you read. They don't have those forms. They're fiery forms, less tangible. And the further you get to the top, in quotes, it would be the lowest, where Lilith and Nama were, the more physical they are. So the very lowest is like the earthly ones, and then you have, I think it's the fiery ones, then the airy, and then you have, no, the fiery are the last ones, excuse me. I forgot how it's laid out, but you guys understand. It's, sorry, earth, water, wind, fire. That's going from bottom to top. So I've always tried to explain it as in having Satan and Beelzebub as the unholy trinity. Those are two beings that are on a completely different end of the Clipot, where nothing has a physical form. And they have to cross. There's literally an abyss in between that supernal end of the triad and then the rest of the Clipot. So, like, we can essentially view the Clipot as like everything from Nama up to Astaroth and Asmodeus, and then there's a huge abyss, a literal black hole, and then you get to the Supernal Triad. It's an interesting dynamic, and I really enjoy like reading up on it and studying it, but it is really confusing. But anyway, it does seem like Tabata wants Astaroth in like that lower seal. So I'm wondering where things are going to start deferring, because it's interesting. Oh, well, Astaroth isn't actually in a seal, I guess, but Megicula would be there instead, I guess. But you guys know what I'm saying. So it's just odd. So I'm still trying to figure that out. But definitely a top moment. Lucificus is the guy. Vogel, Demon Slasher Union gives me Berserk vibes. Demon Slasher Union. Maybe I'm not remembering that correctly. I don't know. But I'm sure we'll see it. What is this? Oh yeah. This was nice. I would say this entire chapter was a top moment. Like, I love the whole flashback. It was really well built up, and Tabata pulled a Naoya Matsumoto, where he only took maybe one chapter to really flesh this out, and he did a fantastic job. Gave us really big pointers on Noct. Loved it. Not a top moment for me. We knew that was going to happen. It's a nice panel though, for sure. What else? Let me see if I can sift through these, because I don't want to talk about every single one. Because that's not a top moment. That's a nice moment, but it's not a top one. This is debatable, I feel like, though. Where Nolith is just like, uh, like has no idea what to do with her life, other than try to save it potentially. But it was it was a cool moment. I guess I don't have that in my top either. Magna winning, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely the top. Not the top, but definitely part of the top 10. Like, such a cool moment. Until you start, like, dissecting what happens, and it's like, Magna easily still could have got waxed in that situation, but we're not going to talk about it. We're going to let him have his moment. Valkyrie, yeah, it was a good moment. Like, again, it was just one of those, we knew it was coming. So we were just really looking forward to, like, oh, what's the design going to be like? And not so much like, eh, you know, top moment. Again, really cool moment. Personally, not in my top, but I can see why it would be. This was super dope, and she looks. I said it then, and I'll say it again. She looks like a predator, like a bird of prey, pouncing on her food. She looks fire, absolute fire, which is ironic because it's water. But yeah, loved it. What is this? Our strength is not giving up. Okay, cool moment, but not a top. Solidly not a top. Her saying I love Asta, cool moment. Again, not a top for me. Luck and Gaja running through the 6 with their woes here is really cool. I just like the art, really. And I can't wait till this gets animated because this is going to be a whole light show. So if you have epilepsy, you probably want to skip that episode. But this was a moment. This was cool. I'm surprised they don't have like Megicula summoning the 100 apostles here. I like that moment. That wouldn't be a top for me, but it seems like they're going for like every page here. So I'm surprised that's not there because that was really cool. Okay. Xenon crying, very good. And approaching Lucius here, who is not Lucius. Oh man, I mean, you guys kind of know where I stand, but I guess we'll kind of talk about a spoiler as well while we're here because this is very important. So I have made a video like as soon as the spoiler dropped, and we met Lucius here, but only known as the Fourth So Gratis at the time. I'd made that emergency video saying that this guy does not exist. There is no Fourth So Gratis. And the reason being was because we didn't see Vonica or Dante talk to this guy at all. It was just him and Xenon. So there was that. And then the fact that his face was distorted completely. And I was like, I don't know about that one, Chief. Because why? Like, that's a blatant cover-up of who this person is. And while, like Broku was on the money, it was like, that's Julius. Like, it's got to be Julius. That's right. But I think there's so much more to it. There is much more to it. And I did supplement a thread with a finding about this. So as far as psychology goes, when someone dreams, you don't generally see faces. And if you do, it's a face that you've come across and you're rather familiar with. The brain does not make up faces when you dream. And if you, say, have a dream about a crowd of people, the brain's not going to make up faces that, arbitrarily or even ones that you do know. If they're not a focal point of the dream, then their faces are going to be completely unknown to you. And while it might not turn out as a blur, you won't remember. It's weird. You guys know what I'm talking about, though, where, like, you think about it like this. Like, you can remember a dream, but somehow you can't verbalize it, and then you kind of lose it, right? But you still kind of remember it. It's one of those things, right? So what happens is that's what happens with other people. Now, this is someone who's supposed to be very important to him, right? So it's very odd for a family member to be unrecognized. But here's where it does get interesting: is that when one dreams and they're put in a position to be able to see themselves, they're unable to. And the most of the reason behind that is because it's very unnatural to see your own face. Now, while that might change further down the line as we are well into the age of like selfies every other second, this was pretty much, this is like the norm, pre-technology. This is what it was. You don't see your face, and I don't know. Maybe currently it's still the case, but this part is a little bit less fleshed out, and is more. I don't want to say it's like a fringe science thought, but it's hard to back up within that community. So no one has really gone on record to say it, and like stamped it with their name. But it is pretty valid, that when you see yourself, the face is blurred because you don't really know like what your face looks like naturally, right? You would know what it looks like backwards, if anything. But the reason why I bring that up is because Xenon was introduced as a very fragile human being. While he may have been strong naturally, with his magic and his magic amount, he was not emotionally and mentally sound at all. And we saw that when he was a kid. And as soon as Alan came in and said, I'm going to be is it still Wizard King for Spade? Whatever. Same thing. He's like, yeah, me too. And Yuno did the same thing. However, Yuno became a much more solid standalone character while Xenon did not. So he needed Alan to be that light for him and that backbone that he lacked. And as soon as he lost him, he broke, right? And that's what we see here. And really good moment. But Lucius, in particular here, if we frame it as this guy still being Xenon, what is happening is that Xenon was already exposed. Being part of the Zogratis family means that you are going to be a devil host. You're going to be doing this forbidden ritual, whatever. And that's just what it is. It's nature and nurture. And him being an altruistic guy by nature, like he wanted to protect the people of the Spade Kingdom genuinely. And he wasn't out for his own gain ever, unlike Vonica and Dante. So we get to this point where now we have a child who's in a land that is not prospering, as far as, food goes, right? The weather is constantly awful. The Diamond is constantly invading, and there are always civil wars happening. And he has no mother and father readily available. He's got I won't say abusive siblings, but I will say that they were not exemplary and they did not care. He did not have a good system, a family system behind him. So when you have a child like Xenon, who's fragile already, and then wants to do something outside of himself, but has no support system, what happens is you develop this character in the back of your head, right? Of someone who you need to be, someone that you should be. The thing that people expect you to be, and then who you actually are. And so that's what Lucius was. Now, the thing is that being that the Dark Triad was already so steeped in darkness, and I've said this before in other videos, threads, and other streams, that I believe that the contract these guys have with their devils is very special, and it's not one that we see with Nacht. It's not like we see with... It's maybe more along the line of Asta and Liebe, really. But I believe that these guys are the true counterparts for the devil that they were hosting. But Xenon is the closest. And I say that because Beelzebub is literally the ruler of the realm that is... that translate directly to the confusion of God. And Beelzebub in the occult is known to confuse mages and adepts that travel to him and go to him for guidance. Nothing with him is ever straightforward, and he will insert demons into the minds of the mages that go to him for guidance. And a lot of this is for personal growth. His purpose is individuation. So he wants that mage to find their absolute self, and for them to find their true inner strength. And that is something that Xenon never had, right? So part of this is something that Xenon had made in the back of his mind already. Now, Beelzebub was expecting this contract. However, Xenon was going a different direction with Alan. And I'll say this on record, I full on believe that Lucius / Beelzebub here put that demon inside of that dungeon in hopes that Alan would die there, so that Xenon would ultimately come back as we see him here, and make that contract because he's too weak to survive on his own. Or that's what Xenon believes. So now we find a huge difference. There's the page right after this. From the beginning, Lucius is in a wheelchair and he has a mask on, right? And this is right after he meets Alan. And what this symbolizes to me is that Beelzebub's grasp on this character that Xenon has made up, the strength that Xenon needs and wants, and the thing that he's expected to be, that is being fueled by Beelzebub. Beelzebub is losing that grasp because he's now finding another backbone through Alan. And so he was sickly in that, right? Deteriorating. However, when he's completely broken, the next page, to me, he looks a lot bigger than he was introduced as. Like, he's like Lucificus size. So, and he looks fairly healthy. Giant hands. He didn't seem like he had a mask on, but there were no wires going up to the blur. So, I mean, it seems as though as soon as he lost hope and went dark, it seemed that Lucius here not only got bigger, but started gaining more strength, so that's kind of like my light take on it. But the next video is a full-on dive into it. There's a lot more to that. But anyway, cool moment. Yeah, what is anyone's top list without, not only obtaining a second grimoire, but like coming back onto the scene like this, like through the hole? Imagine being Xenon in this moment. Like, I just had the craziest amp up in anyone's life. I'm now a Supreme Devil. And then you see this kid that you just blew into last week come right back out with okay. Like, here's the thing. Like, I would just give up if I were Xenon. I don't care if I'm a Supreme Devil or not. I would give up. Because the rule in this universe, guys, is that when a mage is cornered and has to find resolve to unlock a new page of a grimoire, like, they just come back with a new page. That's it. This kid comes back with an entirely new book. Like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, I'm done. This kid wiped me when he just came into the room. Like, he completely waxed me. And now he's back with a second grimoire. No. This kid has a fairy, stars, wind, and he's just goated in general. Like, no. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to stop the advent myself. I'm not fighting this kid. I'm not prideful. I'm not ashamed. Like, you know what? No harm, no foul. I'm going to go that way. You guys go that way. I'll call off the advent. I'll talk to my siblings, and we don't need any trouble. Like, there's no reason to fight him after this. But I guess, Xenon was, oh, God. Yeah. I'm not built like everyone else is, I guess. But, whatever. Yeah. Him downing Xenon, expected, though. The Black Bulls coming in, expected, cool moment. Nah, not really a top moment for me. This also was not a top moment for me. So this gave you Berserk vibes, is what you're saying. Yeah, that's more Berserk-like, because you see the scarf there. That's like early Guts, though. He doesn't have the scarf anymore. Oh, he's got a kind of like a cape, too, I guess. Yeah, it's more Berserk-like. But, yeah. This is the most solid form he's got. I like that one. I really like the wings. And you notice, every time he gets better at Union, his wings get much more fleshed out. I always say his wings get spicier. And the two talon things, I really like that he's got two talons in this, because that really indicates superiority to me. He just looks badass. This was a cool moment. I really was not a fan of this at all. This whole segment of Lucifero trying to come out, and he comes out as a worm, like, made no real sense to me. You know, yeah, I just, it didn't make sense. That's it. I don't know why I kept trying to find words. That's it. Made no sense. Okay, so here's where I have a gripe with the whole community, because I went onto a space with Broku, J Cloud. Who else was there? Maybe Quan was there. I can't remember who else, but I know that me, Broku, and J Cloud were the main ones talking, really. And I'm looking at this picture, and this is in a space that is like 400 or 500 people deep. And I'm legitimately asking, is that a penis? Like, is that, like, you know, and if it was, I had a reason. Because Belphegor is a phallic devil, and that makes sense if it is. But no one wanted to tell me. Like, I made posts about it as well. But no one wanted to tell me it wasn't a penis. It's literally his leg, and that's his knee. No one wanted to tell me that, though. Like, you guys let me be ignorant, and I hate you all for that. Just kidding. But it does look like a penis. But it took me a very long time to figure that out. It actually wasn't until like towards the end of this fight I noticed. When I went back, I was like, oh, that's a leg. That is definitely a leg. The captains, no, not even close to a top moment for me. This was cool. A cool moment. He's listing a lot of cool moments. These aren't like the best moments though. See, this is a top moment. These are top moments. I love this because this really shows who Asta is. It really does not matter who or what you are to him. As long as you are trying to do the right thing, he will get you there. Like, he is going to be the biggest pain in your ass and your biggest fan. And that's what I appreciate about this, about Asta. And then really good for Liebe because he was so hell-bent, pun intended, just so hell-bent on getting revenge for Lucida. And it was really, it was getting to a point where it may have ruined his character. But then he finally comes to and goes like, you know what? Not that he dropped the whole wanting to get revenge, but it was more than that. He found a brother finally. And he realized that he truly was not alone. And it didn't matter if he'd only known Asta really for what, a couple of days. These guys have been together for literally thick and thin, the hardest situations and the best situations. And now they're finally together. Like, and to find out that, you know, they were pretty much, well, bore by the same person, I guess. I wanted to say raised, but one was only raised and the other was only born. I don't know. It's tough to say. But they had run-ins with the same lady, who they would both call mom. And that's really special. So that moment, definitely top. The next one, like I was saying earlier, Lucida, whoo, that had me tearing up. I'm not gonna lie. That is just top tier writing. That is the sort of stuff that is hard to write, and the way Tabata was able to do that through Devil Union mid battle was perfect. Absolutely perfect. I had no complaints. And honestly, I've played with this. You guys will be the first to know this. But I've also played with Asta possibly having an attribute that has to do with love. There's a lot to it, but I think that would be a really kind of cool attribute, and it kind of gives me Captain Planet vibes. You guys might be too young for that, but anyway, it's just like all these kids have all the elements, and then this one kid has heart, and then all of them together bring like Captain Planet, who like saves the day and all that shit, whatever. But to have an attribute like love, this moment shows that love is able to transcend time and space, right? And objective reality. It's the ultimate power, and that's what brought Liu Bei and Asta together. And it's just like, when I saw this, I was like, dude, what if love was an attribute? Like, and I don't want to sound like I'm talking about like those chicks from Dragon Ball Super, but like, we're talking about mages and demons that have light for magic, gravity, which travels at the same speed as light, space, time, like we have these crazy attributes, but then you have love that transcends every single one. And there's also another thought that thoughts travel faster than I believe light is the stigma there. So it's a cool thing to think about. Just the applications, I don't know. But again, not again, but this is something that a lot of people were kind of coming down on Broku for, because he was the first one to ever come up with something like star magic. And it was just really, it wasn't really that it was not like a good idea, because it was a great idea. It really was. It was just, we didn't know what the application would look like. Like, is he just going to bomb the planet with stars? Like, what sense does that make? But now we see there are different ways to apply these sorts of magic. So I'd be really interested to see, like, if love is an attribute in the series, what would that actually look like? And if it does exist, it will transcend literally every attribute out there. It would be awesome. This was a top moment for sure. I love this. Because you have a guy who, okay, I want to be very clear for like the 50,000th time. That is not Lucifer. I get it. His name is Lucifero, but I'm glad Tabata did this, or Damnatio rather. He was like, he's also known as Satan, and I believe he did that for a reason, because he wants us to differentiate, just like most lore does. Satan is very different from Lucifer. So, with that said, I really like the idea that Satan is cast out from heaven, right? Comes back with gravity. Now, people were saying like, oh, it makes sense that he has gravity magic because he fell and blah, blah, blah. He was not the only one to fall. So it was just like, I don't know. It seems like a cop-out like theory, I guess. But it makes sense, right? So the thing is, though, is that this particular demon refused to bow to humans, right? And here he is, groveling to the lowest of low life forms in general. Although one isn't human, they both don't have magic. Asta especially is human and has no magic. This is the worst kind of human to Lucifero. And here he is literally groveling in the sand as the serpent he was bound to be. Like that was dope. This is a top moment right there. Love it. Getting the final blow on Lucifero? No. Absolutely not a good moment. I won't say not a good moment, but like not a top moment. Like not at all. Not even close. Yeah, dude. What is this? Okay, so this guy is like for sure hit everything but like the mark. I don't know if you guys know Local W. I'm not trying to talk shit about him, but it does seem like he's hit like everything around the actual top moment. Because It's literally the page after this. That would, I don't know. Oh, God. I don't know. Shit. Anyway. This, yes, finally. We got one. Huh! And he ends it. What an ass arc, for real, for real. Okay. So yeah, confirmed. We don't like this account, right? Um, yeah, this was a dope fire. 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 Like, you guys remember, throughout the entirety of the series, people were like, you guys don't even have a consistent villain, blah, blah. This motherfucker's been here since chapter 1. And he only got, what, 2-ish pages of screen time? And he's already, like, I personally, he is double S tier, at least. At least. Because we need to understand the implications of what happened with Lucius, right? So Lucius was successfully able to take over the entire land. And here's why I say that. Number one, the obvious. The Clover Kingdom is his because, duh, he's the Wizard King. Then we have the Spade, where the Zogratis was running anyway. So, I mean, he technically runs that. But we'll kind of come back to that because it goes along with the Heart and the Diamond. It was a systematic taking down of these civilizations, right? So even if they didn't have any more Zogratis in the Spade is a shadow of what it was, far from what they were. The Heart cannot even stand against a Charmy going wild. So they're not standing against a Lucius for sure. Diamond Kingdom gets waxed every time they're on screen. Since, what, chapter 35? So now this entire land literally belongs to him. Okay? So that's one thing. The next thing is him moving the pieces from chapter 1 up till now to make sure that Lucifero is no longer a threat. So we know that he is sharing this body with Astaroth, right? The devil of time. And time's weakness is really gravity. Gravity manipulates time quite easily. Actually, I would even go as far to say, as gravity, time is contingent on how much gravity there is or is not. So it was a massive, massive, massive mismatch. If this character comes forward with the Time Devil against Lucifero, it's a loss automatically. And this makes sense. This is the pecking order, right? Satan should be the highest, and so he really shouldn't have the ability to step to Satan, and time doesn't give him that ability. So to move the board in a way where he'd have this kid with anti-magic do it for him, he disrupted and dismantled the physical realm as well as the Clipot, because now it seems that he's moving to rule both. So this puts him in an absurd level of just kingsmanship. He literally runs just about everything we know. And that's scary. And we've only known him for 2 pages. Like, what kind of character what did we do here? Like, Lucius is unstoppable. My favorite character already. So now seeing that, Local W thinks the whole Spade arc was trash, I can comfortably say that entire thread was a complete miss, and I don't feel bad for saying that. Maybe not complete. What, he got like 3 or 4 right out of everything? I don't know. So, yeah. Anyway, what are we doing in here? His leg looks like a Cheeto. It does. Oates, you ever read any manhwa? I don't know what's classified as a manhwa, if I'm being honest. I've definitely read. I never want to look at that account again. I don't want to be reminded. If that's Korean, like mangas. I definitely have. I've really enjoyed a lot of them actually. One of my favorite ones is called The Hive. Super dope. Super cool. Has like politics, giant bugs, just collusion, betrayal, just super fucked up things happening. Like I love it all. It's really cool. So yeah, I guess if that's the same thing, then yes, I have. So now all I'm seeing is local W. I just put in a hashtag Black Clover. Is he just a cloud account? That's what it seems like. I don't really like those accounts. Um. Okay. Okay. What does that have to do with Black Clover? Oh, okay. That's Mimosa. I see. Okay. All I ever get are drawings. Maybe let's go back to BC spoilers because we never went live when those chapters dropped. So, or that chapter dropped. So I want to see what you guys are saying. I've been really out of the loop, so I want to see what you guys are talking about. Da, 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 da. Come on, let's go. Okay. Again, people just wanting people to look at their drawings. Man, is it going to be diluted with just that? Because that'll kind of suck. Okay, so I was reading. Oh, this got 1,000. Who is this? Okay, so I was doing a reread and I found something interesting. Just look at the specific art that was used in the first panel, Lucifero's questions, and look at the art when Kid Julie is transformed. Oh, yeah, yeah, I see. So they're saying that this person's like cloaked, not this person, but like Asta knocked. Oh, all of them. Even what? I can downvote. How do I downvote? Select. I don't have a down button though. Downvotes are private. Oh, cool. So I can like sneak diss somebody. Where's the downvote? There's no downvote. I want to downvote this. Just kidding, I don't. But yeah, I don't have that option. Anyway, yeah, no, that's really cool because yeah, that's awesome because that's confirming that there was direct involvement for sure. So that's really cool. But to think that like Lucifero didn't pick up on it, right? Because that's a very physical thing, right? Like it's kind of impossible not to see like what's happening here, unless it's just like for the reader to do that, which I assume because there's no reason not to see that. But yeah, I can't imagine that his relationship with Astaroth was like all that great. So like I would have, if I were him, I'd have been like, okay, what's really going on? Because yeah, these guys should have been dead, but they're not. And Rill's spell is long gone, so they really shouldn't be alive. There's no healer on the field that's really able to be on the field like that. I feel like if Lucifero was smarter, he could have been like, all right, where's this motherfucker at? Because I got to find him and kill him before I can do anything about these guys. But fortunately, he wasn't. I'm glad he's dead. Or not dead, but gone. Because he's stupid. I don't like Lucifero. I like this, though. That was a really good catch. Do I know this person, though? No. Wait. Yeah, no. No. That's cool. That's awesome. Great catch. Love it when people are able to find stuff like that. That's what it's all about. That's what you got to do. More colorings, more drawings. A random ad. Okay, guys. What do I... No, I don't want latest. Because that doesn't help. Maybe I'm just like too far removed from like what's going on. What do you guys think in the chat? Anything I should look up specifically or talk about? What's supposed to be? These are not even like full on colorings either. These are like just like filters. It looks like that's kind of disappointing. Wait, it's all just diluted with the same account. Like they're spamming BC spoilers for what? These aren't actually colorings. Okay, I'm so sorry. At least just for the stream. Nothing personal. If you know this account, it's nothing personal. But I am done with the spamming here. It it's literally just this person. So we're gonna block. Oh, doesn't it mute? Like I won't see anything, right? So we're gonna mute this person. Nope, still see it. Um. Okay, we're gonna block them for the time being. I guess I didn't have to go all the way here. Block. Sorry. Not sorry, really. It was really annoying. Um, oh, maybe I just needed to refresh the page. Let's try that. Um, oh, now it's really struggling to find like new posts because they had. What is this? Is not even related to Black Clover. Like, what is this? Dude, people are such cloud chasers. Dude, I hate these people so much. And like it works every time. And not you guys, but just like people in general. Like let it happen. And it's just so annoying. Like who the fuck is this person? Are they even like an anime account or what? Okay, they do commissions. They're artists. But no, like why would you put BC spoilers on this? It's literally stupid. Literally stupid. You can take that back to that account. I really don't care because that is stupid. Um. Okay. Cool. So we got some stuff. What? This is not a color. Okay. Yeah, it is. Okay. I was gonna say, at least color the damn thing. It didn't. It looked like it was just like a filter, like that other account at first. So I was like upset already. Be all over this. Oh, is that what they're oh, that's cool. So they're thinking that the wolf is going to transform into this. That's cool. There's some really cool things with Charmy, her wolf, and how it really plays in. And it's off of Norse mythology, actually. So I'm not even alluding to the Fenrir, Hokti, Skokti thing, whatever. Um, really just actually it's a pattern. It's a pattern. Um, I'll probably talk about it. What does this say? Me deciding to finally make Lisa and Julius's lore happy so I can move on to other things. Okay, this is like a personal thing that they're working on. Whatever. That's cool. That definitely does ruin some some like fan stuff, I guess. Um, okay, I actually I've reread this particular part a ton, because now we have to question it. Like, where is this coming from, right? So this goes back into Lucius being this character that Xenon was supposed to become. The guy that he created himself in his own head. Talking. Because we see that Julius doesn't condemn necessarily bad actions here. He literally says that people don't even care about that. They just care about merit. They want to see that you can pull something off. That's it. Getting results. No matter what it takes. And what did Xenon do? He saved more lives than he didn't. And that achieved results. Even though it might be frowned upon by most. But he had to crack an egg to save the dozen. And he did. So this could be a very big hint as to Julius being someone else. And I've said this in the other video. I don't think Julius is completely lost. I do think he was just a facade, a personality. But I do think he will find his way back, maybe just for a moment, to give them an opening to possibly just kill him and end him. that would be really Wizard King-ish of him, and would complete his arc really. And it would be really cool in the way that like he wasn't actually a Wizard King, right? He was the face that Lucius needed to stay undercover, and then to come back to do something like that, something to that effect at least. He would then be like, I really was a Wizard King, even though he never really existed. I think that could build up to a really special moment. So hopefully that something like that does happen. But let's see. Yeah, achievements that mark you as the strongest produce results. Devote yourselves to building a reputation. That's everything. No one who's unable to do that could ever stand at the top. And so I'm really excited to see how Austin, number one, find out that Julius is not Julius, and how they're going to look back on this and go like, do we trust anything that he says? Like, how far can we take his words before they corrupt us? That's going to be really cool. Yeah. Asta wins easily. One giant black divider. These guys don't jump. Like, you just slash them all in one go. That's the most zero diff I've seen. He doesn't even need Devil Union. He didn't need Devil Union for against the Ancient Demon either. So like, this is an easy zero diff fight. I think we already read that, right? Oh no, it's someone else. For those who think that gravity was being used in the first panel, that's not gravity. There are people that thought that are completely forgetting that Yami's Black Moon can cancel out. True. Okay. Hey, I'm not reading that thread because if people think that, they're just not looking or reading. Yeah, we already know this. That's a good art. That's cool. Dude, what the fuck is going on? Okay, so this person. I'm not the same person I was before watching that episode. Better Call Saul. Oh, BC. Well, what? BCS spoilers, not BC spoilers, fool. What are you doing? God. These people. Free our hashtag. Hashtag free our hashtag. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. This is a guy we need back. Drop is such a mysterious character. Could easily be somebody like Odin. And probably knows so much because he knew what that grimoire was. Because he was like, nah, is it that grimoire? And that was the last thing we ever heard from him. Like, no attempt to even reach out to us. He's just like, we'll let them worry about it, I guess. But it's like, what do you know? He obviously knew something, and that bugs me. That he hasn't been back at all. At all. Like, it almost pisses me off, because he could be really cool. And he probably really is. Let's see. It's freaking funny to think that this dude is the only one who I guess thought about. Well, okay, the English is a little bit off, but Asa has a 5-leaf clover, and only a few people in later episodes. If I'm okay, I'm sorry, I got lost on the English. But yeah, I think what they're trying to say is that he was the only one who actually knew, like that grimoire was something else. Oh, that's a big jump to make, right? Assuming that she took his magic. That's a very big jump. I don't know if I agree with that, JJ. Yeah, no, I actually just wholly don't agree with that. Because she doesn't say she steals attributes. She just steals mana, like Henry does, right? And he doesn't take their attribute either. So I don't know why we would jump to that conclusion. Kardik, you don't think Tabata's going to expand much on dwarves? I think he will. It's not going to look like the way we think, though. Like, he's not going to bring in dwarves just like, oompa, loompa, doompa dee doo. They're not going to come marching in from the Lollipop Guild or anything, but It might be a flashback because I think they're more ancient than the elves were. So we've talked about this on stream as well. Like, there's an order of beings for the specific. No, because that's going to be in a video, and that's really important. So that's too big of a spoiler, I think. But anyway, I think it would be more of a flashback to dwarves than anything. So there's that, and I'm almost certain that there are characters that were shuffled through time. Charmy being one of those people, or at least manipulated somehow. Time is it's so easy to miss marks when there's time involved in the manipulation of it. It's very easy, but I don't think Charmy necessarily belongs in this moment in time. Okay, well, that wasn't much. Let's try my main and see what's going on over there. You think there's going to be a story arc, Kardik? Maybe. I don't know. I think it'd be wasting a lot of a last saga to make a story arc out of that. But I think it's going to look more like, remember how they went to the Witch Queen and, or no, was it before that? I think it was a little bit before that, where they talk about the elves used to like incite cataclysms and used to be worshipped as gods. And it was just like a general backstory of, their power and what they were able to do. I think it'll look more like that than being like a bigger part of the story, because I think their story's already done. And it goes along with that pattern that I see with Charmy. It's probably more or less the same with, with Asta, He might be out of place as well. One of my favorite bits of dialogue. Oblivion. What is your favorite bit of dialogue, sir? Someday I'm going to make my own brigade. Oh, this is when he's talking like, oh yeah, at Morgan's funeral. This was cool, yeah. This was good dialogue. The ones Destiny didn't choose. The ones who got chained down. The lost ones. The ones burdened with crimes. A brigade where people who haven't been able to wield the power they've got can rampage around. Yeah. I'll keep those idiots together. I like that. Yeah. That's some top tier dialogue. Because Yami stuck to his word. He really meant it. He really did. I love that. Okay. Wow, your boy's married. You're not my boy, but you're my boy's boy. Congratulations. Dan. Okay. Oh, I don't watch Stranger Things. I have no idea what that series is about. What is this? I've been seeing this. This is My Hero. Is it dope? Is it not? What's going on? Hawk is back in it. That's nice, because I thought he was not going to be able to be a hero. He's the best part about the series. So, there is that. I'm not watching that. I don't know what that is. Windstone face pick, cool. Yeah. Man, you guys don't talk about Black Clover like I do. I don't know. How do I scroll through? Like, I only follow. Do not be naked, girl. I swear to God, if you're naked. Slowly. Okay, there's straps. I see that. Okay, cool. Awesome. Great. Yeah, I only follow pretty much BC fans, so it's just astounding how little BC is on the timeline. Like, I don't even get Kaiju number 8 on the timeline. This is the shit I get on timelines. That's it. By Red Cloak. Who else? Yeah. Stoops, bruh. just a lot of My Hero stuff. Wow. Wow. Whose account should I go to? Who's talking about Black Clover nowadays? Because, like, none of the normies are doing it. Um, man. So, okay. So, I don't know how well you guys follow these Jack Clover videos, but there's Jack Clover that I'm standing behind still because I was kind of on the mark. I just missed it by a hair by saying that out of the next seal, what I'm going to need is the Advent to end because anything after a gem like is overkill. So not only end, but there's going to be a ruler in place who was not the actual ruler, but people will think that that person is, and they're going to worship him as he is. But only the Eye of the Midnight Sun will be able to see them for who they are. And I stand on that. I stand on that fully. You guys got to go find that video because that was just by a hair that I had predicted this entire arc up to Lucius, but just didn't know that it would be Lucius. I thought it was going to be a Dremelech who would do that. But it was, yeah. Like I said, by a hair. I was on the mark. So we'll see. We'll see if the Eye of the Midnight Sun is able to spot him and be like, yo, you are not that guy. And then they're going to get persecuted and pushed out of the kingdom, if not killed. I'm sure they won't kill them. But then you'll have Patri, who will probably be able to see him for who he is. Yami and Asta, with their key abilities, will probably know. And that's about it. So I'm expecting that fully. Fully. I see some chat stuff. Let's see. Buzz? Okay, I'll go to Buzzard's account. The least moment of this arc was Morris was BB base. But Yami's segment was dope. Sorry. You're saying your least favorite moment was the Black Bull base? Yeah, I didn't like it too much either. I wouldn't say it was like my least favorite though. But yeah, I can see what you're saying. I can see what you're saying. You don't read One Piece, but I feel like Kaido done even dirty than Satan. Yeah, I don't do One Piece at all. It's trash to me. I have one of my best friends is actually trying to watch it, and he keeps Snapchatting me like, dude, this is unbearable, but I have to see my way through this. Like, he's forcing himself through it. It's just awful to watch him go through it. Libe could be a ruler if Tabata gives him purpose than power, buddy. I think he is a ruler. He's Lucifer. If he's a devil, he's Lucifer. If he is a full-blown angel, he's Sandalphone. There's that. It's not just him who's Lucifer. Asta also is Lucifer. Ooh, Dolphin Islands. That's cool. There's nothing. Oh, I said I was going to go to Buzz. Sorry. Squirrel brain. Buzzard. Better be talking that shit or I'm blocking him. Come on. Let's go. Yo, Buzz caught up to me in followers? When did that happen? Damn, bro. That's crazy. Deserved, though. Deserved. Okay, now where's the Black Clover stuff? See, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, there we go. I spoke way too soon. My bad. My bad. Can't wait for Black Clover to come back. I'm so excited, anxious, I'm so curious, and most importantly, I just flat out miss it. Bruh. 175 interactions on this thing. And all he said is that he misses it. That's some major clout that guy's got, right? I'm over here trying my heart out with threads. People are like, oh, cool. Nice. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's Zora. Is that Zora? Why is Yami shorter than this person? Like, I would. The only one taller than him would be like Jack. Is that supposed to be Jack? Why is he wearing his robe? Isn't that the purple? Oh well, to be fair, I guess. Oh, is that the brigade that he was in before he became captain? Oh, that's cool. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Oh, whoa, that's intense. I like that though. That's really cool. Um, Come on, Buzz. You are ruining the hype. You were literally ruining the hype. There's nothing Black Clover on this page. I didn't speak too soon. Buzz is dropping the ball. Oh, well, I guess there's like no, he's just retweeting stuff. Like Buzz, what are you saying? I want to know what you're saying about Black Clover. Biggest anime fumble of all time. I never gave that the time of day. That's a cool picture. That also is a cool picture. Val, we know Val. Fuegolean needs to give Salamander back to Fauna, to be honest. That man does not know how to use it. Facts. Big facts. Fuegolean is by far the number one biggest disappointment in this series. By far. No one else comes close. Huh? What does this mean? Oh, they're replying to something. I guess. I don't know. I don't care about birds. Star Wars. Don't care about Star Wars. Star Wars sucks. Willow. I don't know what Willow is. Looks like it sucks. It's Disney Plus. Damn, Buzz. More like Buzzkill. Got him. What? Like what? What are we talking about? Talking about cleared skin, mental health. Great. Good. Mental health is good. Clear skin is good. Okay. Oh, now he's spitting. He's spitting right now. Dude, Buzz is on point. Buzz is like the top tier account. Like, can't get enough of Buzz, to be honest. Buzz is probably like my favorite account on this thing, really. What does he got to say? Oh, that's mine? Oh my goodness, I had no idea. Okay, wait. Let me see what you guys are saying. Robin, hello. Jack, how do you feel about Lucifero after this current chat? Dude, I've always been against Lucifero. Always, always, always. Ever since he was on the scene, I was like, nah, that is not my Lucifer. It's Jack? Didn't know that? I don't know what you meant by that. But yeah, it is Jack. Leo over Fuegolean? Absolutely. 100%. Dude, okay, so I've been thinking about this. Like, there's got to be a reason that we didn't see Leo at all, right? And I'm thinking, like, what if time was manipulated so hard that for whatever reason, Leo's non-existence was, like, needed for them to win? Like, what if that happened? You know, like I said, it's like a butterfly effect. You kill a butterfly, then somewhere down the line you create a tornado. Like, that kills a bunch of people, right? So, like, what if it was one of those things? What if he was the butterfly and, like, his non-existence, like, was contingent on them winning? I don't know. I feel like that would be super dope. But, like, it would just be really nice to explain, like, where he's been. Because there's no good reason why he hasn't been shown at all. Like, not even against, like, a low-tier devil. We got literally everyone from the heart that showed up. A moment and a panel. Even the 4 irrelevant, like, elemental guardians, or whatever they're called, like, they got some, not moments, but, like, screen time. And then Leo got nothing at all. Like, it made no sense. So, that's what I'm going to stick with. So, if it happens, you guys come back here and be like, dude, Jack, you're the GOAT. You were right. You know, blah. But, yeah. We'll see what happens. Maybe he's still running that lap around the kingdom to try and do that, like, eruption spell. And he just doesn't know the fight is over. So, like, everyone's still stuck there. And it's just going to blow up. And he just kills all of his friends. And not knowing Lucifero is already dead, and then Adramelech is not even there, so he didn't even kill a devil at all. There you go, Black Clover. Morbing, morning, fuck. Um, oh, that's cool. Is that Kaido? That guy looks cold, but apparently he got done dirty. So screw that guy. Um, Again, Buzz spitting right now. Um, yeah, yeah. This is what we were talking about in the beginning, though. Anything above this level, so when you see the clip out, it's hardly ever represented in like the way it should be. So if you take, this is what I was talking about. You have Astaroth. Astaroth should usually be where you see Lucifuge here. But this is Crowley Street, and it is different. So Lucifuge does actually go between this realm and this realm interchangeably. But bumps down Astaroth by one, which then bumps down Asmodeus all the way through Tigirian. So he's a lower level devil, which kind of makes less sense now that I think about it, just because he's supposed to be the direct child of Satan. So kind of weird that he'd end up right there. But anyway, Crowley's pretty on point with most of his things. So there's got to be more of a reason that I'm probably just missing. Anyway, anything above this Golachab area and the Gashabla or Gashakla here is the supernal triad, including Dot. So what happens is it's a full on separation from there. While it still connects to the tree, it is a vastly different land entirely, and it works like that on the Sephiroth as well. So that's what I was talking about in the beginning. And here I'm just talking about how hell is not straightforward, and so yeah, there's gonna be more on that for sure. I had this in my head the entire time I was translating the chapter. Oh, what? Okay, I'm not reading that. What do you guys say in the chat? No, I think Leo was under debris with the other elves. Really? What? Oh, but they didn't show him last chapter, so maybe you're right. Clip out looks like a dungeon maze. Quite sad we can't enter it. Well, the Sephiroth looks the exact same as the clip out that you just saw. But yeah, it's more so built to cause confusion overall. But especially in the lowest triad. It's meant to do that. So it's yeah. What else? What is on here? There's like no Black Clover things on here. Gosh, I hate this account so much. Just kidding. Oh, I saw this whole thing. That was quite the doozy. I'm not reading that. I don't. Dude, reading is so boring. Ugh. Hiei was such a dope character. I love Yu Yu Hakusho. Not the biggest fanboy, but it's a solid series. Hiei was definitely the best part about it, though. There's nothing to talk about on here. You guys, I was promised that there would be things to talk about on here. See, he just got back. There's nothing to talk about. If anyone has a different account they'd like to go to, I'm more than willing. However, I'm also willing to talk about whatever you guys want to put in the chat. If there's anything you want me to discuss in depth. If not, I'll probably end this soon because no one's talking about anything right now. Goodness. Yeah, no. No thanks. Don't know who that is. Oh, why is it cool when you do it, but when I do it, it's not cool? That's the only line I know from this picture. The Gray Man. The Gray Man. Cool. I don't know who that is. I don't know who this person is either. Why are we doing this? Okay, I saw that too. That's a nice picture. Yep. We've talked about this. Why are you asking what was he cooking, Buzz? I've talked about this so many times. So many times. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in you, Buzz. Do I think the gates are closed now? I don't know what to think, Kardik, to be honest. Because Lucifero was supposed to have fused with the tree itself. So, like, what does that mean? I would assume that the layout has been disrupted. So, I don't know. Maybe they're all chilling in one area that's just like space. I don't know. It just makes no sense. Like the whole, oh, he's fusing with the tree. That I didn't like that either because it didn't make any sense. Like, what does that imply? Because if you fuse with the tree, you're insinuating that you're fusing with the entire universe, like that underworld universe. I just don't understand. So, I don't know. Unless they just meant like this is probably more along the lines of what they meant. Now that I think about it, the exposed part of the tree that did actually come out during the advent with those cocoons, which I still don't believe in, but it could still be true. Yeah. What does this say? What does this say? Well, but also to better answer that question, yes, the gates would be closed in any sense of that, just because that was the purpose of the Advent, was to open them gradually, one by one, from top to bottom. Take 9 steps forward. Okay. The god Freyr fights Surtur and loses. After this, people flee their homes, and the sun becomes black while the earth sinks to the sea. Stars vanish, steam rises, and oh, cool, yeah, Ragnarok. Berserk. That's a nice cosplay. Very wholesome. I like the touch with Narrow. That's cool. No, this is not Wild. Who is this? Is this a live reader? Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's not Wild. Because that wasn't anti-magic. Maybe it was just like off the cuff. Because like, wasn't it like the next page where he's like, oh, I guess I can't copy anti-magic. Still haven't read Vinland. Heard it's good though. Heard it's good. I don't really like those era mangas, you know? Elusive Samurai was really pushing it for me. But I actually ended up enjoying that. But other than that, I don't really like those era, you know, placed way back in time mangas. For some reason, I don't know. Not my interest. Not mine. Maybe Lucius can do something with the gates. Oh yeah, he can. No. Not with the gates. But he can do something else. And again, it just goes into like stuff I'm not willing to spoil quite yet. So yeah. Yup. Well, damn, guys. There really isn't anything on here. And I feel like I'm just wasting your time at this point. So, I think we should plan for a later stream. Maybe this weekend sometime. Or early next week. After I put out the next video. Maybe. And then we'll talk about some stuff more in depth in real time. Because, yeah, this timeline isn't it. I'll tell you that. No one's talking about anything. We got Dolphin Islands on my timeline. Alright? That's it. That's as close to Black Clover as we've got. I'm going to hold it down for us, though. I'm going to keep posting about Black Clover until I'm blue in the face. That's it. Alright? But anyway, I think I will end it here. It's been a long time, and there's not been much on here, so I'm going to stop wasting your time. But thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next video, and look forward to these next videos, because Yeah, the Order of the Fly is moving, and they're moving quite efficiently. I will say that. I will say that. Yeah, the Order of the Fly is the wave. So I'll leave it at that. You guys take take what you will from what I just said, but it's worth talking about. And if you think you're just gonna Google Order of the Fly and expect to find answers, you're gonna be so sadly mistaken, because there's a lot of connections you have to make with prior research in order to fully understand what the Order of the Fly actually is. And it's pretty intense, and I really like it. And it really puts Beelzebub. Like, I have respect for this being that may or may not exist. Because, yeah, like I said, the Order of the Fly is the wave. So, yeah, that's it for me, you guys. I'm going to head out. I'm going to eat a quesadilla. I'm going to go get drunk. And I'm going to call it a night. So, you guys have a good one. Be safe. Stay out the way. It's been Jacko. It's the GOAT. You either know or you don't.